Back here on the Pig Trail, we're talking hoops again, and this time with Kevin McPherson, our hoops insider. Of course, you can read a lot of Kevin's work on Hogville, but let's begin with the fact that, you've mentioned it. It's been a bit of a roller coaster here in SEC play for the Arkansas Razorbacks. You start 1-4 in league play, and then you win 4 in a row in terms of conference games, and currently now on a 3-game skid. So what's up with Arkansas?
Man, if you look at the games themselves, within each game, it's a microcosm of the season. A lot of roller coaster basketball. Arkansas went that 0-4 stretch after winning their league opener at A&M, went 0-4, and a lot of those games, Arkansas got behind early, big, and fought their way back, fought to the finish line. That happened against both Florida and LSU, and we saw Arkansas just couldn't cross the finish line in those 2 games and had chances to win both of those games. Then they had a 4-0 stretch wrapped around that road loss at Texas Tech in the Big 12 SEC Challenge, and Arkansas did a good job of building leads against LSU. 18 points in the second half, had to fight at the end to pull that game out. Vanderbilt, a 10-point second half lead at home, a winless team in league play in the SEC, and Vanderbilt goes up by 2 in the final minute. Arkansas hits a 3 to win that game. So this last 0-3 stretch, though, as you come down the back stretch of the season, you're starting to see where teams that have veteran players are fighting for postseason. This is the part of the season where the basketball gets a little more physical, and I think the teams that have experience and know-how, it's really starting to show up. Arkansas's had 3 good halves in this 0-3 stretch in the last 8 days. South Carolina, the first half was big. Against Missouri, they had a bad first half, had a strong second half, just couldn't finish that with a win. And then yesterday, Arkansas had a 6-point lead against a very good Mississippi State team at halftime, actually stretched that out to 8 early in the second half. Gafford picks up second and third fouls before the 18-minute mark, goes out. Wheels come off after that. And then, you look at Mississippi State's 23-3 run. I think in that run, you really saw a team that was turning Arkansas over. Arkansas couldn't get good shots. Gafford was off the floor for part of that, but even when he came back in, the run continued. And I think what you're seeing is the level of maturity, and some of these teams are imposing their physical will in Arkansas. It looks like you look at Arkansas's guards are struggling to penetrate, and when they do penetrate, there's not any room to finish. The passing lanes were cut off expertly by the Bulldogs yesterday. And I think if you look at the season, these roller coaster swings of wins and losses, if you look at the games, they're microcosms of that. Arkansas has really struggled now to put together 2 good halves of basketball. And if that continues, I don't think the finish down the stretch here bodes well, because these teams that they're playing on, you've got Auburn on the road Wednesday right away. That's a good basketball team. You've got Kentucky still on the road. Alabama and Ole Miss are 2 top 50 NCAA net teams coming into Bud Walton Arena. Arkansas is going to have to get back to whatever they were doing to play better in 2 halves of basketball, like they did against LSU, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Missouri at home, when they went to those 4 straight wins in SEC play. But this is looking like the bubble's about to burst, Drew, and this team may be looking at NIT at best. Yeah,
not a good feeling, particularly when you know it's a tough road ahead. All right, when you look at it, Kevin, in terms of recruiting, this guy Raymond Hawkins can play. Big fella from Findlay Prep. He's going to narrow it down to 5 schools coming up tomorrow, and I know 2 from the SEC are in the mix, right? Mississippi State and Arkansas?
Yeah, he's got 2 offers from those schools, DePaul, Kansas State, UNLV, Buffalo recently offered him. That's a good mid-major program. He told me LSU's gotten involved lately too, so we'll see if that name pops up in that list tomorrow. But I think Arkansas will definitely be on the list. He's close with Scotty Thurman already. It's Thurman went into Findlay Prep and got Reggie Chaney out of there last year, and he's done a great job with Raymond Hawkins. Hawkins speaks highly of him, and he's got family ties. Marvin Delphi's related to him, one of the famed triplets. He still has family in Arkansas, so I expect to see Arkansas on that list. Versatile big guy. He's got good skill around the basket, runs the floor well. He's the kind of guy that would fit in the fastest 40.
Mohamedou Diora, we've talked about this guy. Arkansas has interest. He is an ESPN 4-star. What is the relationship there between Diora and Arkansas?
Well, he spent a summer a little over a year ago in Northwest Arkansas, and he played pickup games with the Razorbacks, including Daniel Gafford. He loves the coaching staff. He loves the program. Arkansas is his leader, he told me. But Melvin Watkins and Scotty Thurman saw him score 16 points last Sunday. They're planning to go back out and see him play again in late February, and then he's told me that they're talking about getting him on campus for an official visit. He's got offers from Georgia Tech, Penn State, VCU, Temple. He would love an Arkansas offer, and I think Arkansas, would get a commitment from him if they get him on campus and offer him a scholarship.
Okay, let's look down the road, because there were 3 Hog targets that were at the game last night. We're talking about Jalen Williams, Jalen Ricks, and Nick Smith Jr. I'm going to group these guys, and you can kind of just go over their talents and what the deal is between that trio and Arkansas.
Yeah, Jalen Williams, a 6'10 forward center out of Fort Smith Northside. He's held an Arkansas offer for quite a while. He's also got offers from Oklahoma State, TCU, Tulsa, Lamar, several other high major schools looking at him. But, you know, he's been on several unofficial visits. He has not set up a junior year official visit anywhere yet. I know Arkansas is one of the schools he will do that to when he gets around to it. But he's been on campus a few times. He was at the game yesterday. Jalen Ricks, Nick Smith Jr. Ricks is a class of 2021 combo guard, 6'5", long wingspan, probably 6'10" or better. Very versatile player. He's really improved his three-point shot over the last year. He's been on campus too several times this year for games and was at the game yesterday. Arkansas has not offered him yet, but he does have offers from Oklahoma State and TCU. Programs like Michigan, Indiana, Texas A&M are looking at him, Auburn. So here's a guy that is arguably the top player in the 2021 class in Arkansas. And then Nick Smith Jr., just a freshman. Rick's his teammate at Sylvan Hills, but he starts at Sylvan Hills, and they play in one of the toughest conferences in the state, the 5A Central. Young man is wired to score, but he's also a good ball handler and facilitator. I mean, a freshman in high school, he's already got an offer from Oklahoma State, another Division I offer from Oral Roberts. He likes Arkansas. Arkansas is interested in him. So all three of those guys are in Arkansas's wheelhouse for the future. All were on campus yesterday for the Arkansas-Mississippi State game.
Oh, good to hear. Appreciate that, Kevin McPherson. Of course, he writes on Hogville for us. Kevin, thanks very much. News on a standout weight thrower for the Arkansas program after this.